Who doesn't like to have a free holiday all paid for every single year? Wouldn't it be great if someone else is actually paying for your holidays and not you? Well, if you like that, stay throughout the whole video as I'm going to share with you how we can make this into reality. But here's the catch. It only works for people like you who will stick through to the end. Hi, it's Jia Xuan here, your money guide from GoodWhale, and today we are going to find out how are we going to make our future holiday trips free of charge. I'm very excited for this because going for holidays is a must, especially after working so hard, getting scolded, getting pressured, and sometimes even dealing with shit. Whatever it is, our life deserves to experience new stuff and also capture all these memories. And going for holidays is the best way to do it. The only problem? Money. Don't you hate it as you start planning, you realize that the flight, the accommodation, every cost starts to pile up, and then before you know it, it empties out your bank account. Well, with this plan, it will never be a problem anymore. So here's me asking my wife, just want to find out how often you want to go.
Every month.
Every month. Okay, but frequently lah.
Every quarter.
Every quarter. Every year.
Twice.
Twice? Yes! Oh, yes! What problems you face regarding going overseas?
Money. I want to go overseas and spend without thinking.
Spend without thinking. So what's a good budget that we can work on? What country?
I'll go Japan again.
Okay, I'll go Japan. How much do you think you need?
If 1 week, maybe 5.
Tell me the exact. We work on that.
You want to book
No lah, I'm planning lah. Planning doesn't mean we'll go lah.
Minimum 1 week.
1 week.
Minimum.
1 week.
Minimum 1 week.
Okay, we start with 1 week. How much do you think we'll spend?
5,000.
5,000.
5,000 still include flight. Cannot, not enough. You still include flight,
Okay.
comms, and food. 7.
7,000. So go Japan for 1 week, you'll spend 7k. That's the budget we set. What if you can go overseas every single year and we don't have to worry about saving? Would that be good? Okay, let's do it. So as you can see, planning a trip with your partner is not that cheap now that I have 2 kids. But anyways, I encourage you to have this kind of small talks with your partner because this is very important to understand as well as align your expectations for the next trip. So with this budget in mind, a week's trip to Japan will cost us around $7,000. And if there's no budget, there's no way for you to plan. This is the same for your insurance, your wedding, your retirement, so on and so forth. So that's why having a budget is so important. You know, I made the mistakes previously when I was planning something for my friend, but the only problem was that I didn't get his budget. And for whatever reason, he didn't share it with me. And end up, I don't know what went wrong, he didn't continue with it. But I guess it's the budget. So, that is why no matter what, you must have a budget to work with. Okay, budget of $7,000. Now, let's see how can we use this budget and make the holiday free. Actually, it's not as difficult as it seems. All you need to do is find somebody who is willing to pay for your trip. Hello? Can you give me $7,000? For what? To go for a trip with my family to Japan? Are you crazy? Why would I give you money for your holiday? I don't even have money for myself already. Okay, maybe not that easy. So, how are we going to go for a holiday for free then? I really don't want to burn my savings account anymore. Well, I'm going to use some of the money vehicles that I've shared in my previous video. So watch it if you have not done so. Anyways, I created a free vacation builder, and this will guide you on getting a vacation for free. And I will share with you later on how to get it. But did you even know there are money vehicles out there that are giving you free money? Some give out once a year, and some ranges from giving you biannually, quarterly, or even monthly. And these are your passive income generators. They exist for one main purpose, and that is to give you free money without having you to work for it. Are you sure there's such a good deal? Of course! Some of the common ones that you might know are your high saving yields bank account, bonds, money market funds, REITs, dividend giving stocks, ETFs, or even ILPs. The only difference, risk profile, lock-in period, the interest that they're giving you, as well as other side perks. Now, money is important in our life. We need it for traveling as well as living comfortably, and we can get this money either from our allowance, from parents, or even from the government, or it can be coming from your salary. But what happens if your parents or the government stops giving you this allowance? Or what happens if you're not working anymore? Then you will have to use your savings, which is not what I want. By the way, this is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any of the mentioned vehicles. Although I'm a licensed financial advisor, but end of the day, I do not know your money narrative, your risk profile, and other things that relating to finding out who or what kind of investor you are, as well as the knowledge on these vehicles. So if you're open for a chat, just send me a DM or even email me. Anyways, coming back, now that we know what kind of tools are available to give me that passive income, the next thing is to find out how much should I put in so that it gives me that $7,000. But here's the tricky part. These investment tools that I've mentioned, they are split into two categories: guaranteed versus non-guaranteed. Unless the passive income that is being given is guaranteed, like what CPF guarantees Singaporeans that their OA or the ordinary account is actually giving you 2.5%. Unless it's this type that is guaranteed, most cases it's actually belong to the second category. And what that means is to say whatever dividend yield or the interest that is given can actually fluctuate over time. And that's why understanding about more into these investment vehicles is very important. It's like knowing an archer that has been shooting bullseye constantly for the past 10 matches, and for the 11th match, you know that the likelihood of hitting bullseye is going to be much higher. Despite knowing that the archer can consistently hit bullseye or a company can constantly give out dividends, end of the day, this number or this dividend yield is just a number that even seasoned investors cannot deny. And that is something that they hope that the company gives out for the following year. But why hope? Isn't it more or less guaranteed that they will give out? Well, we need to first understand how a company operates. Unlike bonds where they promise to give you a percentage interest that is fixed, companies operate in a different way, because for a company they also require cash to function, and usually the ones that give out dividends are the bigger companies that have a lot of money, a lot of profits. So from a company's management perspective, the CEO or the CFO have two considerations. One, either save the money and use it for their own company usage, like repaying debt, give the employees, or to even scale the business so that the business for the next following year have more money, have more profits. Or number two, they can actually take a portion of these profits for this year and give it back to investors as a way to thank the investors for supporting them all this while. But if a company doesn't have consistent profits every single year, this dividend that they give out can actually varies because it needs to depend on the situation. Oh, maybe this year I have lesser profits, so my investors, I'm sorry, we're going to give you less. But whatever it is, looking for one with a good track record do matters too. And you know, this method works because even a seasoned investor like Warren Buffett, who is like the OG when it comes to investing, his company gets close to $5.2 billion of passive income. You know, if I have that 0.0001%, I think my family will still be well to do. So anyways, coming back, when we're looking for vehicles that give us a passive income, when I do planning, I like to be a little bit more conservative. Even though there are tools that give you 7 to 8%, I like to use a more conservative number like 4 or 5% for my calculations. So the next point is how much of a dividend yield or how much passive income that this company gives is a good amount to begin with. The answer, as much as possible. There are tools that give you from close to 0% all the way until 7 to even 10%. But of course, those come with certain caveats. On average, what's a good number to begin with? 4%. As long as it is similar or beats your Singapore CPF SA, I think that is a good justification to put your money at a slightly later higher risk. Now that I have my budget of $7,000 as well as a good expected interest that I will be getting every single year from these passive income generators, the next step will then be to put these numbers into my free vacation builder. I'll walk through with you how to use this free vacation builder so you can find out exactly what is your plan. There's two tabs, a legend tab as well as a calculation. The legend tab actually tells you what are the simple instructions, and the most important thing is to note that any blanks or any boxes or cells that is in yellow color, those are the blanks you need to give me your inputs. So go to the second tab, which is the calculation tabs. Firstly, find out what is the annual budget that you want to set aside for these trips of yours, and then from there we can work on it. So for my case, I'm going to put in $7,000 because that's the agreed budget for next year's Japan trip. And then for the expected annual passive income interest, I'm going to put 5%. But of course, if you don't know how much to put in, you can leave a comment below so that I know you are looking for this kind of content. So once I have keyed in my yearly budget as well as the interest that I'll be likely to get every single year, it will tell me the next thing, and that is if right now I have $140,000 extra in my bank account, I can put into these vehicles that give me 5%, and I'll be getting a free trip from now on that gives me at least $7,000 annually. And I no longer have to worry about my trips to Japan. Yay! But here's the next problem. I don't have $140,000. But don't worry, that's where this builder comes in. So for the first part, just to show you how much you need to save a month, if I were to have a $7,000 budget, if just by savings and using the traditional previous method where I'm saving every single month and using it at the end of the year, then I will have to save over $580 for this to work. And if let's say you are saving with a partner, then each of you just need to save close to $300 and put it into another savings account so that you know that this is for traveling needs. And also, if you don't know how to automate some of this bank transfers so that when the money comes in from your income, it's straight away split into the different sub accounts like your traveling needs, your daily expenses, your mortgage or whatever not, then check this video out. It's going to help you to automate a lot of these processes to park your money away for their specific use. But the downside to this method is that you're taking money from your savings and this money will never come back. So the next best option is the one below. This is where you can play around with the numbers to find out how long it takes for you to reach your goal of having free trips from then on, and also how much you need to put in every single month. By the way, if you're liking this video so far, do remember to like, subscribe and follow us for more, as I will share with you more money tips and hacks on how to be better money managers. So besides traveling, what other needs do you have? Also comment inside. Alright, back to the video. So over here, I have 4 different inputs I need from you. Firstly, how much savings do you have aside from your rainy day funds that you can use to build up your traveling portfolio? So please do not use your emergency funds to build up your traveling account, okay? So over here, let's assume that I have $20,000 to begin with. And the next one, you need to find out how much can you save aside for your traveling needs. So let's say I want to save aside $200. And then again, I'm expecting my passive income to be of 5% every year. And then the last one is to put in how often do they pay you interest. As I mentioned, there's different tools available. Some give out once a year, some give out biannually, quarterly, or even monthly. So based on the option, choose accordingly. For now, let's assume that this passive income only gives me one time, but this one time gives me 5%. So after putting in all of this number, it will tell you exactly how long it takes for your capital to reach the size of $140,000. And that is 22 years. If let's say I have 20k to start with and I'm putting $200 every single month. If 22 years is too long for you, then you might need to consider adjusting a few things. Number one, the simplest way is to find out how much money can you save aside more than $200. So let's say if now instead of $200, I can save $500 instead for this purpose, right? You can see from 22 years, it has reduced to 13 years. If my starting capital is not 20k, but maybe 50k, then you can see that the number of years it takes will get smaller and smaller. And lastly, if let's say if $7,000 is a bit far, how about we start with maybe $3,500? Maybe we can go for a trip to Japan for free, but at least I still can go for holidays for free in the nearby region. If I reduce my budget from $7,000 to $3,500, I just need to take 3 years if I have a starting capital of 50k and I'm setting aside $500 every single month. So here you go. This is the free vacation builder that I built that you can use to find out what is your exact plan, because failing to plan is planning to fail. Once the plan is set in place, start acting out. So if you have committed $500 every single month, do that, and in 3 years time, I will be able to go for a free trip. I hope that you like this video, and if you do, please remember to like, subscribe and follow us for more, and also share this with as many friends as you can that really love to travel. I'm sure they will thank you for this. Also, comment below what other topics you would like me to cover, and I'll get straight into it. Till then, my name is Jia Xuan, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! GoodWhale's here to change the game. Empower your life, build your dreams, financial freedom.